welcome to Cousin Sal's winning weekend. We are coming to you from Radio Row at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Look at this gorgeous set. Look at my hideous figure. I have eaten my weight in gumbo and roasted oysters, but I love it here. Myles Garrett would be crazy not to demand a trade to the Big Easy. The Chiefs, of course, square off against the Eagles on Sunday, but we've got our own super show for you today. A Hall of Famer, a Heisman winner, and maybe even a future Dallas Cowboy. Marshall Faulk, Jayden Daniels, Fred Warner, ASHTON, JEANTY, JALEN, MILROE, God bless them all. They all nodded as I rambled on and on about my various Super Bowl prop bets. Speaking of prop bets, I will be testing players and sports personalities to my very own prop bet challenge. I usually try to make some money, but end up down before the big game even begins. But before any of that, it's time for a segment that tests my reactions and reflexes. It involves our producer, babyface Joel Solomon, throwing a crumpled up piece of paper with a thought written on it. I'll catch it, I'll read it, and I'll tell you my thoughts on the issue. We call this Tossing Topics. All right, babyface, here we go. Oh, Radio Row. Yeah, we might as well start here. You know, if you've never been on Radio Row, let me try to explain it. It is basically like high school if the jocks and nerds were all forced to hang out together in the cafeteria. The entire convention hall reeks of body odor and stale jambalaya. This week is dedicated to hundreds of interviewers and influencers taking advantage of former players, pimping out all sorts of weird products. Okay, Emmett Smith, enough about the 3 Super Bowl victories. Tell us more about your exciting deal with Callahan brake pads. There's more audio equipment here than you could ever imagine. It's basically like they decided to run a demolition on Radio Shack and turn it into Radio Row. Here's the setup. Imagine Radio Row as a big community. There's the FanDuels of the world who have the big mansion and the gigantic stages. And then there's the college radio station who will be asked to leave when it's found out they've been squatting since Monday. Sorry, Oswego State, but you gotta Oswego somewhere else. There's so much sports media down here mixed with non-sports media. We have SpongeBob Costas and Patrick the Starfish McAfee, and even AI sports journalists. Seriously, I saw a robot rolling around here trying to find Carissa Thompson. Wow, talk about a radio romance. All right, babyface, keep them coming. That's a good one, too. Oh, NBA trade deadline. Yeah, listen, I didn't think this was possible, but the NBA trade deadline tried to take the attention away from Super Bowl hype. See, NFL, I warned you about taking 2 weeks off. Now we have Luka Doncic trade talk interfering with my sacred week of gambling. I guess I should be happy, though. Dallas is finally being talked about during Super Bowl week. But seriously, how dare the NBA? Is this payback for football taking over Christmas? My Super Bowl propapalooza with Bill Simmons, which I look forward to all year long, came 40 minutes into the BS pod after Bill analyzed the Luka trade for a second day. It was 72 hours of people saying, I have no idea why this trade took place. Yes, much more insightful than giving out the almighty first touchdown picks. We can't go through this again, people. The trade deadline should be the day after the Super Bowl, and that's it. You want to interfere with the Masters or Wimbledon or Pickleball Championship Week? Go crazy. But breaking trade news during football's holy period has consequences. The NBA needs to stay in their lane. Adam Silver, you have gigantic ears, so I know you can hear me. NBA owns May and maybe a couple weeks in June, and that's it. As far as February goes, we want more Puka and less Luka. All right, babyface, let's see that arm. Super Bowl ads. Yes, one of my favorite non-football discussions. Which did you like best? No, seriously, we could actually talk about it because they were already released. They're all online, every Super Bowl ad. We don't need to reveal the winner of the Super Bowl on Media Day, but now we do reveal the commercials. A 30-second ad spot cost $7 million so that Anheuser-Busch could get prime real estate during the telecast of the big game. Or, as it is now, your friend Rodney with like 18 followers on Twitter can just forward you the link the Tuesday before. No biggie. I guess I actually like that most people will see these ads ahead of time. At the Super Bowl parties, everyone yells to settle down, be quiet so we can hear Martha Stewart wax on about Uber Eats. Meanwhile, when they really should hush up, Jake Elliott lining up for a 55-yard field goal, drunk Uncle Cliff is slurring at you to pass the chicken enchilada sliders. Can we just agree that ads shouldn't be the main focus of the Super Bowl?
Yes!
Whoa, I'll bet what she's betting. All right, that does it for tossing topics. And now, speaking of betting, it's time for my irrationally angry attempt to make rational sense of a somewhat irrational bet. It's Wager Rager. I guess I should give a pick. I've studied this matchup every which way to Super Bowl Sunday, and after much painstaking consideration, I have landed on, drumroll please, maybe a cowbell? Now one of those triangle things? Perfect. Thank you. I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs -1.5. I know it's a crazy pick. I'm rolling the dice with the already back-to-back champs who are virtually unbeatable in one-score games and who boast a superb record after a bye and have a clear quarterback coach advantage. I'm thinking they're going to cover the hefty spread of 1.5. I get it. It's pure insanity. Honestly, 1.5 is a fair line. Should be nip and tuck the whole way. My model said if these squads matched up 10 times, one team wins 6 of those 10. If they play 100 times, one team probably wins 60. And if they played 1,000 times, well, that's ridiculous. If they played 1,000 times, they'd be very old men, broken hips galore, and all because the league got greedy. But seriously, I caution Eagles backers. I think there's a ton of recency bias going into how the game is being handicapped based on last week's result. Everyone fell in love with Washington, whose defense, let's face it, was suspect and was due for a thumping. And now bettors are overreacting to the Eagles' 55-point outpouring. Well, this is a different pigskin of wax. Steve Spagnuolo's defensive front will have an answer for Saquon Barkley, at least for a quarter, and that really should be enough for the Chiefs to work their magic. And look, if it comes down to a nail-biter in the last 6 minutes, there's no better player in the history of the game to back than Patrick Mahomes, the voice of the NFL.
What is your best Kermit the Frog impression?
I'm talking right now, that's it.
So here it is. Chiefs three-peat and cover, purple Gatorade, Patrick MVP, Taylor engaged, Jason's nipples erect, Andy Reid thanks Mayor McCheese first. Parlay that for a scrumptious, I know I hate that word too, but it is a scrumptious number, 175,000 to 1 odds. And then we take those winnings and let it ride on the great Trey Lance and the Cowboys in their first preseason game this August. All right, we've got a ton of great guests coming to you from Radio Row. Coming up, Fred Warner, Marshall Faulk, ASHTON JEANTY, Jaylen MILROE. And when we return, it's the Commanders' Commander-in-Chief, Jayden Daniels is here next on Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. All right, we're here with Chris Sims. You made it to the NFL, right?
I did for a little time. Well, there's probably some people that think why or how.
I told you guys. I told you. All right, so you know how to throw. You're an accurate passer over the years.
I think so. I'm okay. I did make it to the NFL,
yes.
So I have some gifts there. But
yes.
I'm not Peyton Manning.
I'm going to gift you $20 if you could throw that ball into this trash can.
Yeah.
But I'm going to move around with it, all right?
Okay.
Moving target like a combine.
The pressure's on. I mean, I haven't felt like this since I played in an NFL game.
I believe you. All right.
Yeah.
You could do this. It's 4 5s, but trust me, it's 20. All right, you ready?
All right, out and up. We're going to run here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say the snap count. We'll go. Here we go.
Got it.
All right, blue 45. Blue 45 said hut. Boom.
Wow.
Hey, way to go. Hey,
That was good.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I excited? I lost $20.
That's okay.
All
hey,
right.
It's all right. I
I'm proud of
appreciate
you.
it. I appreciate it. I mean, how old are you? Just crumple up bills and put them in your
I'm
pocket?
about 72.
Oh,
yeah.
but there's more than 20.
It is?
There's 35.
Oh, crap.
That's your fault. I'll
I'm
take
an
it.
idiot.
My bad.
I'm an idiot.
Kid can't count.
This guy could back up Sunday. He's ready. All right, welcome back to Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. Thanks again to Chris Sims for participating in my stupid prop bet challenge. What an arm on that guy. If they ever make trash can football a sport, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Speaking of great arms, few did it better than Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels this season. I caught up with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he even brought the trophy. Take a look. All right, our next guest is one of the great stories of the NFL season. From Heismans to Hail Marys, this guy helped the Washington Commanders win their first and then second playoff game in nearly 20 years. The 2025 Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Year, Jayden Daniels. What's happening, Jayden?
Man, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, congratulations. I don't know if this was a secret or not, but boy, is that everything you hoped it would be?
It's a heavy trophy for sure.
It is heavy, yeah. Hopefully you have someone help you to carry that around.
Yeah.
So a little bit of humble brag here. I bet on you to win Offensive Rookie of the Year
Okay.
in August. I also bet on C.J. Stroud the year before, so I'm 2 for 2.
Okay.
So I don't know if I should be thanking you or you should be thanking me for setting the wheels in motion.
I think we should be thanking you, but
Okay.
it's also a blessing that me and CJ Stroud are both from the same area. So
That's right.
You have no problem betting on both of us.
Good for you. Good for you. Now, did you think you had it locked up? I know you're going to be humble, but I felt by week 8 or 9 it was all yours.
Not at all.
No.
Man, you had Brock Bowers. Obviously, he was all
solid.
pro. So
Yep.
I mean, that's probably the better thing that any of us got is all pro.
Right.
You got my guys Malik and Brian. You got Bo Nix that was doing his thing. So I felt like it was a stiff competition.
It was
so
a good crop. It really
I don't
was.
know. We'll see which way they lean towards tonight as we walk the red carpet for sure.
Okay, now you brought up Malik Neighbors, right?
Yeah, I did.
Your teammate there at LSU.
Yep.
You had a bet with him in the beginning of the year, so you were kind of confident that you could get this done, right? What was the bet?
There is no bet no more.
Oh,
There's
really?
No
really?
bet. No bet.
Oh, someone got to you? You couldn't
No,
you can't talk about it?
There's no bet. I think it's just friendly trash talking whoever wins the trophy.
I got you. All right. Okay, if you need me to collect anything from him or anybody, I'm here. I'll let you know. And now you set goals for yourself.
Yeah.
Did you exceed your expectations?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like I always felt like I could have played better in some games to give us a better shot. But I just think, just as a rookie, just trying to figure out my way and learn the pro life, I feel like I did a good job of just going in and being a sponge.
Nice. You definitely did. I don't know if you saw this clip. Giants GM Joe Shane, his son was running around saying that they should have drafted you.
Yeah, I seen
Did
that.
you see it?
Who do you want me to take? Give me a name.
Jayden Daniels. Trade up and get him. Why not?
Okay, if Jayden
You
Daniels.
only get this job once.
I seen
Yeah.
that.
What do you think of that?
I mean, it's nothing but respect.
Right.
Obviously, the Giants had a later on pick, and it's gonna be tough to get up to the earlier picks to grab, especially last year's draft where teams needed quarterbacks too.
I feel like you have to adopt this kid now. I mean, really, he's your hype man. It all
Hey
worked
man,
out.
he is.
I don't think we could say enough about what you did to change the culture there in Washington. It was like 2 years ago, they had a different owner. The people in the stands, it was raining feces on them. And you went in there, Joe Cool, you put it together. And tell us what it means to have done that for the fan base.
It just means a lot. I think it just started with, Josh Harris, our owner.
Yeah.
And you got Adam Peters, DQ. I think we got the right guys up top that's leading this organization, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see where we could take it, in the coming years.
Watching you and separating you from the rest of the rookies we've seen over the years and even this year, your confidence stands out. Where do you think you got that? You were very cool. You were it took a lot to rattle you. I don't even think I saw you rattled all year. Where do you think you get that from?
Man, I'm just a confident human being in myself and my abilities.
Yeah.
I put in the work. I know I prepared throughout the week. I just know I'm prepared for the moment. I was just going out there and just playing ball. It's something that I love to do ever since I was a kid.
You that Detroit game, I imagine it was fun once it was over. Was that the most hostile pro environment you were in this year?
Yeah, I think so. Especially, they're the 1 seed, playoffs at home and everything. For sure. Their fans came out and showed out.
The crazy hostile environments in the SEC must have helped that, though, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
You playing in front of 100,000. You got to go to Texas A&M at night. You got to go play in Tuscaloosa. The
Right.
swamp, everybody. So it was something I was used to.
Tell me about, back to Detroit, your jersey swap incident with Terry and Arnold.
Allegedly,
Okay.
some was written on there.
Gotcha.
It was
Allegedly,
a nice,
like the bet with Malik Neighbors. Yeah.
it was a nice message, telling him congrats on his season and everything like that. And then allegedly, I don't know if there's any proof about that, but allegedly it might have been something written on there else. I don't know that people might be talking about.
Was it allegedly written Cancun on 3? Was that alleged?
That's allegedly for sure. But no, Terrion is my guy, man. We trash talk. He would call me and trash talk me. Like, we were even trash talking during the game. But that's another brother. I played in college.
Right.
We're in the same draft class, so it's just nothing but love between us.
I love it. Settle this argument: Matthew McConaughey or Kevin Durant? Who's the number 1 Commanders fan?
I'm gonna have to go with my guy KD, man.
KD?
Nothing to Matt McConaughey.
That's okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I gotta go with KD, man.
Right. We talk about rivalries and everything.
Okay.
Are you rooting for or against the Eagles? They're in the division. They're going to be in the division and not moving anytime soon. If they win, you're like, hey, we could have been the second best team. Who knows, right?
I'm rooting for a good football game.
Okay. You can't say it.
Can't say
It
it.
sounds like the Chiefs.
I'm rooting for a good football game.
Let me tell you something that bothered me. First drive of the Eagles game, you go down there. You convert 2 4th downs.
We did.
4th and 2 and 4th and 3, I think.
Yep.
You kick a field goal on 4th and 3. How bad did you want to stay on the field there?
I mean, I always want to go. I was aggressive.
Right.
You know, that's my mantra. You know, we're going to go. And we feel comfortable. And, you know, DQ obviously was like, hey, let's take 3. So I'm not going to argue with my coach, man.
No, of course not. Well, you did a great job that game. You want to predict what's going on Sunday?
Nah.
No?
Like I said, I hope for good. Okay, let's put it like this. I think the game is going to come down to the last drive.
Okay. Now, saying that, how do you bet against Mahomes, right? You know
I don't
what
know.
I mean?
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's been there,
All right.
but also has Jalen Hurts in that Eagles team. So it's tough to bet against both of them. It's tough to bet against Jalen Hurts and the weapons he have. And it's tough to bet against Mahomes too.
Well, you got the hot hand here. Have some cake. What do they call this cake? Is this the king cake?
I can't.
Oh, you're not allowed?
I got my aligners in right
Oh,
now.
see, that's why I don't have aligners, and it allows me to gain
some?
like 15 pounds a week.
You have some?
Yeah, it's very good.
I know. Yeah, that's the stuff I miss about being
All
out
right,
here.
I'm sorry. I'll take it away from you. That was rude of me. Here it is, 2025 Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. You made me some money. Jayden Daniels, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
All right, awesome. We'll be right back with Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. Welcome back to Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend here on Radio Row at the Super Bowl. There are so many great guests down here. It's like if you had a huge birthday bash and most of your favorites and many who you can't wait to get away from actually showed up. I had some great interactions this week. Let's start with the Heisman runner-up. He rushed his way into the record books this season, ASHTON JEANTY. Take a look. All right, let's bring in our guest. This fellow led the nation in rushing yards with 2,601. That is not a joke. 2601, the second most all time. Runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, and now preparing for the NFL Draft. And what better way to do that than to sit here with me amongst 1,000 booths of sports media. ASHTON JEANTY, what's happening, man?
How you doing, man? I appreciate you for having me, man. Excited to be here, you know, talk to you a little bit, you know, chop it up.
Good, let's chop it up.
Yeah.
That number, 2601, everyone's talking about Saquon Barkley and the pros. They should be talking about you this week.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous, ridiculous number. You and maybe Big Dom for the Eagles, but how did you do it?
I mean, it wasn't all just me, and, you know, shout out to, you know, Saquon. Obviously, he's doing something special as well on the NFL level. But I got to give credit to my coaches, right? You know, putting together, you know, great game plans, you know, trusting me to carry the ball that many times. And then my teammates, you know, my O-line, receivers, tight ends, I mean, everybody getting involved in the running game.
Not the punter so much.
Nah, not the punter, you know.
Okay.
It was a down year because we were punting a little less this year, you know?
Right.
But, yeah, you know, personal success always comes from team success, so I had a great team around me, and that's why I was able to do what I did.
Yeah. Now, you fell short of the Heisman. Travis Hunter won. I love how passionate you were about the award, both before and after the presentation. Take us through what was going through your head there.
Yeah, I think, you know, even to be considered, you know, on that stage, you know, with all these other great athletes, you know, obviously the last four and, you know, all the ones in the past. I mean, it's just been a long line, and, you know, that's one of the most prestigious awards, not just in college football, but, you know, in sports. You know, everybody is, you know, talking about who's going to be the Heisman next year or, you know, this past year. But I think, you know, once I started to see, you know, I actually had a chance, you know, even being at a Group of 5 school and a running back, you know, to be there and possibly win it, you know, I chased after it.
Yeah, of course. And do you think if you had played a few snaps on defense, that would have helped? Say, Coach, put me in at middle linebacker on the kick return team or something?
I think it might have helped a little bit, but, you know, Travis doing it, you know, for the whole game, you know, it's just, you know, special. So, you know.
You know, I know you're being nice. If you want, look in that camera and tell him to give back the award you so richly deserve.
Hey.
It's okay. I always wondered, the Heisman pose, though, you did that,
Yeah,
right? Is
yeah.
that something you plan, or you just felt it in the moment?
Yeah, the first one I hit, like the very first game, I did not plan that. It was just, you know,
Right.
kind of in that moment. I was like, okay, yeah, like I really just showed them something right here. Obviously, it's week 1, but it's like, I came out hot, trying to show the whole world that like, I'm coming for this award. I'm gonna
Right.
be there in New York. But other times it was a little more, coordinated. I'm like, if I have a special performance, like versus Washington State, 200+ rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. I had to hit the Heisman pose because that was, one of my Heisman moments,
Right. Is that the one, the Washington State, a big run against them? Is that the one that stands out the most from the year?
Yeah, I think that one was special just because of how many tackles I broke, and it was like a pivotal point. It changed the game. I think Oregon, that's 60-yarder versus Oregon was special as well. But talk about a whole game overall, I think Washington State was just truly special. What
about running on the blue field? Do you think that made you faster?
Yeah, I think there's something in the turf.
Is that right?
I don't know what it is, but it's just something special about running on the blue turf.
Is it true that you bet one of your linemen, Mason Randolph, about getting 2,000 yards?
Yes, sir.
And what was the bet exactly?
So the bet was at first that if I rush for 2,000, I got to cut my locks off. But then I was like, nah, that's not fair because I know I'm going to rush for 2,000, so we got to switch this. If I don't rush for 2,000, then I got to cut my locks off.
Right.
And if I do, then he has to get tattooed the amount of rushing yards that I finished with. So when I go back in March for my pro day, he's going to get the tattoo. Y'all will see it everywhere. It's going to be awesome. So
is there any chance he backs out?
No, we already talked about it.
He's an honorable man.
He's an honorable man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Are you paying any attention to these mock drafts and where they might have you going?
I mean, a little bit. I know a lot of it's, just media and, personal people who think you might go here or there. But, I mean, it's cool to, kind of see, what people think and, what possible teams you could possibly go to, because some are realistic, some aren't as realistic.
Right.
But I think it's pretty cool to see.
All right. You know what would be cool to see? You end up with my Dallas Cowboys. Now, you played on that field, right, in high school a little bit? At the practice field, right?
Practice field and their actual stadium and a playoff game. I think it would be a great opportunity to play for the Cowboys, being, growing up there a little bit. But obviously, anywhere that I could play, anywhere that I get selected would be a great opportunity.
I appreciate that, but I'd rather you say, hey, nobody draft me except the Cowboys. I will not sign under any circumstances.
Hey, man, I can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
All right. I think you roll the dice with the tattoo and everything. All right. Are you a big Madden guy? What do you think your rating should be?
I don't know. I'm not a big Madden guy, but
a lot of guys get very upset.
Yeah,
if they're undervalued in the speed category specifically.
I hope that at least my break tackle and my speed is a good rating.
Okay.
I know my overall rating isn't probably going to be what I want it to be because I'm a rookie. Most rookies don't get a good rating in Madden. So, but I think, after a few games, what I'm saying, I'll get my upgrades, kind of like I did this year in NCAA, midway through the season, my rating went up, substantially. Okay.
Now, you are Sharpie's Rookie of the Year for 2025.
Yes,
Does that
sir.
mean this is the first year you ever used a Sharpie? No, that can't be.
No, I mean, growing up, always using Sharpie markers in school.
Right.
Then now, signing autographs. When I think about it, I'm always using a Sharpie. So,
of course.
Obviously, to be a part of their class, is special. And, I'm looking to, make my mark and, all my pivotal points in, my career, signing anything to be with Sharpie.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. You represent Sharpie well. You got one there. You got 3 there. You could use all 3 or just one.
All right.
Now, you had 3 great years at Boise State.
Yeah.
You wore that helmet proudly.
Yeah.
Can you draw the Boise State logo?
Oh, man. That's going to be terrible. I'm going to try.
Come on, let's do it. Good start. That's easy if you see a picture.
Hey, this is about to be terrible. All right, I'm going to try my best, though.
Good. That's all I could ask, really.
I think
Let me see.
That's close enough.
Wow. All right. Is that the Boise State Pelicans? Nice job. Ashton, great job. Good luck in the draft.
Yeah.
Jerry will paint this field blue for you if you want.
Hey,
all right?
see, man.
There you go. All right, thanks again to Ashton. You might be a great running back, but you are a terrible artist. I'm kidding. I'll treasure this work of art forever. Now, let's get to another running back. This gentleman won a Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams, and more importantly, helped me win 2 fantasy league titles, the great Marshall Faulk. All right, we're here with legendary running back Marshall Faulk. Marshall, you are from New Orleans. That's not a lie, right?
Born and raised.
Wow.
Born and raised.
Is this the best city to have a Super Bowl?
You know, I think so. The hospitality and the people, the proximity.
Yeah.
It's a very good spot to host big events, and we host so many big events.
Right. Yeah, this is fun. I don't know if I'm going to get out of here alive. I don't even know
You
what
will.
day it is.
Now you might gain a quick 10 to 20.
Oh yeah. Well, I can afford it. Look at me. Yeah, svelte. That's why I came in light. I want to talk about you and this game in particular because there's been a lot of discussion about Saquon Barkley and is this the best year a running back's ever had? He was very close to winning MVP. He flipped the 2,000, almost broke the record. How would you categorize him? Yours is obviously right up there. We did a draft, my friends and I. You were in the top 4, I think. You put Barkley up there too?
Yeah, definitely. Amazing year. Just what he's been able to do. And here's what I'm going to say. Here's what's the anomaly around what he's been able to do. We're in a passing league. This league is, the culture is if you don't have a quarterback, you can't win. And they have a quarterback, and they've deferred to what he's been able to do on the ground. And a lot of us talk about carrying a team, but he's literally, I'm talking about in the playoffs, what he has done, historical. And I just, you know, I know it's a little rub-in, but God damn, the Giants got it wrong.
Yeah. Did they get it right? I agree with you, but I think they got it wrong in that they didn't trade him earlier if they were going to part ways because they would have been 7-10 with them, right? Like he couldn't have done everything for that team, could he this year?
Oh, he could have did it. It's not what he could have done for the team.
Yeah.
It's that you got nothing for him.
Right.
And you essentially allowed him to go to your division rival. You just don't make those moves and get to keep your job unless you're general manager of the Giants.
That's true. Now, we're talking about this season and what he's done. He is in a small class of players who went in their prime to another team and maybe went on to be even better. You're right up there, too. I don't know that there are many other names. So Marcus Allen was good when he switched. We can include Derrick Henry. It looks like he's going to continue on. Is there anyone else? I mean, that's tough to do.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. You know, in a sense, you think generational talents, those guys you hold on to, you build around. You don't just allow them to walk away because you understand what they mean to the team. And Saquon should have been that guy for the Giants, but instead, the Eagles knew exactly what they were getting. There's like, we know what we're going to do with him, with the 2 receivers that they have and the type of quarterback that you have. And I say that because he's a threat in the running game as well. Sure. The pressure that you put on the defensive coordinator to declare, are you stopping the run or are you playing the pass? It's instrumental. It's instrumental. And it says a lot and it dictates to the quarterback what's going to happen.
And you must be especially tickled by this because your running back brethren were, I don't want to say, but they were left for dead contract-wise, right? Do you think this revitalizes the position or are the GM's just going to be like, oh, this is a one-off?
No, I don't think you can revitalize the position. I think certain players and types of players got to come into the league. And then those players, they have to play to their capabilities. I think that the ideology of having 2 to 3 running backs playing games it hurts the position.
Right.
You know, you have to be able to carry. You got to be able to carry the load. You got to show that you're worth the money. And here's what we know: Gainwell's a pretty damn good back, but he's not Saquon. When Saquon's in there, it's a different story.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of carrying the load, I picked you on my fantasy team. I had the #1 pick. 22, I don't remember how many years ago.
Did you win?
I won the title.
Where's my cut?
I'll get to that. That money is long gone. I won the title the next year. I got the #1 pick. I picked you again. I changed the name of my team to the Lucky Mother Falkers.
Nice.
Have you heard of them? We haven't had a lot of success since you left the squad. I don't know if you're ever thinking of a comeback, I'll consider you there. But yes, I do owe you money. Tell us about Sodexo Live. What's going on?
You know what? I want to tell you about Sodexo Live, and I am going to tell you about.
Yeah.
But here's what I've done for you, Sal.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh.
I brought you some lunch, man.
What?
I got you some gumbo.
Okay.
And some beignets.
All right.
And here's the thing. One of the, I'm gonna say number one in hospitality is Sodexo Live and what they do, and hospitality and venues around the world. And in the Superdome, they are responsible for the food. This food and what you have here is the best of the best.
Really?
We brought you our gumbo. This is going to be featured at the Super Bowl.
How do
It's not
people even
just-
pay attention to the game with this right in front of them?
with the full stomach
Yeah.
and a lot of flavor. That's why I'm the CFO.
Okay, you're the CFO, and that means Chief Flavor Officer.
Flavor officer.
I love it. Marshall Faulk, everyone. Legend. Thanks again to Marshall Faulk. I got more. Earlier, I had a chance to catch up with Alabama quarterback Jaylen MILROE. All right, we're here with the great Jaylen MILROE. He just threw a beignet at my face. I don't know why. I didn't ask him to. It just came out of nowhere. No, great job. Great accuracy. That's why you're one of the top quarterbacks, and you're going to do so well in the league. Tell me about this year, Alabama, everything you went through, and watching the playoffs, sitting out. Sorry to start on a negative, but you guys came a long way, just short, right?
Yeah, I have no regrets. Pouring into each and every day that I had, being a starting quarterback at the University of Alabama. One thing that I could talk about our football team is that how committed we were as far as the process, grinding, the discipline aspect of it. And we got to credit that to the offseason. One thing that we did a really good job was coming all together. We started the offseason where there's a lot of external factors, a lot of pieces where we could have went separate ways, but the guys that were truly here was all for the team, was all for each other. And so the process of the offseason and in the season, we have all no regrets. Of course, you have short-term goal, long-term goal that you want to accomplish as far as winning, the expectation, the standard of excellence, but we had no regrets, and we were just definitely happy and glad just to be able to start the season all together and end it all together.
That's great. You sound like you had a great time. Why don't you stay another year? No?
No, it was definitely.
They pay some of the players.
Oh, I
now.
know. It's a lot different being in college nowadays.
Yeah. What did you, when you were watching the playoffs, was there a game where you're like, damn it, we could have beat this team? Was there all of them? Or, you probably have that mentality.
And I believe in my team. I believe in our level of training. What we've been through in the offseason to catapult us to get ready in the year. And so I felt as though we were ready. We were ready to be in the college playoffs. We were ready. Once we were all together, locking arms, preparing the right way, having all our guys, whether it's being healthy, whether it's guys staying stable in the mindset approaching the season, we would have been able to compete and win a national championship. But just for us, we just acknowledge that the teams that were in the playoffs were very competitive. It was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah.
And so definitely got to tip our hat to Ohio State for winning that championship.
They were solid. How far does it extend the rivalry? Are you rooting against Tennessee? Are you rooting against Georgia when the playoffs start?
At this point, man, I graduated. I got my degree from the University of Alabama, so I'm all for quarterbacks. I have a quarterback have a special spot in my heart. I play the quarterback position, so I'm pulling for a quarterback just to for them to lead their team and make it to wherever they want to go.
Okay, so you're moving on now, right? Favorite team growing up, who was it?
So check this out.
Go ahead.
So I got to paint the story. So I was born in 29 Palm, California, outside of Palm Springs, in the desert of California.
Right.
From there, I moved to Columbia, Maryland. I lived there briefly, maybe a year and a couple months, and I lived in Houston. And so once I lived in Texas, the first youth team I played on was the KU's Ravens. And so from that point on, I was a Raven fan throughout my whole life.
Oh, interesting.
And so living, before I got to Texas, I was living in Maryland. Then the youth team I played on was the Ravens, and then while I was growing up, the Ravens won the Super Bowl against the 49ers.
Right.
So that's how it grew. So I'm a Ravens
so if
fan.
they were the Panthers, you would have had to root for the Carolina Panthers or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So would you be all right backing up Lamar in Baltimore if they had drafted you this year?
I don't think that would happen.
Okay. All right.
But
you don't like him that much.
I love, I love Lamar, man. I'm a big Lamar guy.
Yeah.
I always followed him since he was at Louisville.
Right.
And so, I'm a big Lamar guy, especially being a Ravens.
You don't have to tell me, but do you have like 3 teams in your head? Is it narrowed down to 3? Is it 1? Where are you? Where's your mindset? With
Open mindset. Okay. I'm just looking for the best fit for me.
Gotcha.
And my family. Just knowing that wherever organization I'm blessed to be a part of, just the opportunity to lead, opportunity to go in and grow, opportunity to be here one day. We're at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so it just inspires to watch, inspires to to go in and compete and lead a team to our ultimate goal, which our long-term goal was win the Super Bowl.
All right. Tell me what's going on with Auto Trader.
Yeah, no, Auto Trader's been great to me. You know, the decision process of going through a phase of trying to pick a car is really hard.
Yeah.
But it's all about the resources that are provided nowadays, and Auto Trader is one of them. So I was able to do that last year, be able to purchase a car. I was able to get a car while I was in college, and so Auto Trader was really helpful. And so I look forward to just building the connection with the resources of Auto Trader.
There you go. Let's talk about that Super Bowl. Who's winning?
I love Jay Hurts. I'm rolling with Jay Hurts, man. That's my dog. I want him to win his first Super Bowl.
Right.
And it's close to home. He's from Texas, so Louisiana right here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
be close to home and win a Super Bowl would be great.
He's going to stop the three-peat right there. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
You heard it from Jalen. You heard it from Jalen MILROE. I'm going Jalen to the next. Here we go. It's going to be a great poll. Good job, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again, Jalen. We got to take a break, but we've got lots more from you here at the Super Bowl. We'll be right back with All-Pro linebacker Fred Warner when Cousin Sal's winning weekend continues. We're here with Megan Payton. Megan, you know you could bet on the national anthem how long it will go.
Yeah, you got overs or unders, right? I always
Right.
like the overs, and
You
then
do.
you can like sweat it out and just be like, come on, hold it a little bit longer on the Brave.
Yeah.
You have to.
What about you? Have you tried it?
Have I tried singing the national anthem?
Yes. For time.
I have not, and I don't know if I've ever even sung the national anthem ever in my life.
Okay. Well, now's as good a time as any.
Uh-oh.
And it's not just going to be that easy. You're going to have to do it with a mouthpiece.
Put it in
All
my
right?
and sing.
Yes. And if you can get through the entire anthem in 30 seconds, this $20 made up of fives is all yours.
Oh, there's real money on the line?
Let's do it.
Oh, God, I
You
don't know if I
ready?
know all the words. Okay.
I don't think it'll matter.
Well,
All
is
right.
this how you do it?
And hit it.
Oh, say, can you see fires through the night? We're so far away. Such a cold voice screaming, was a source of virtue. We're so barely to it. Am I getting the song right?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Wow. That's pretty good.
I think we got off tune there a little bit. We might have forgot the words.
I'm crying like Coach Sirianni.
Was
here.
it amazing?
Yeah. Here
Do
you
I
go.
get my...
Yep, it's 15. There's 20.
We're already in the green.
You got it.
We're playing with house money now.
You killed it, kid. You could keep that too.
I
if
get
you
this
want.
souvenir.
Yeah, that's
Thank
yours.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Cousin Sal's winning weekend. Wow, amazing job by Megan Payton. We need to have more people sing the anthem with a mouthpiece. Really spices things up. You can check out my entire Radio Row prop challenge on the Ringer YouTube page. Now, let's get to my chat with a man who did the impossible. He helped me cash a bet this season, 49ers linebacker Fred Warner. All right, let's bring in our guest stud linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers and one of the greatest Freds ever to put on a pair of shoulder pads. Pro Bowl Fred in the flesh. Fred Warner, what's happening, man?
Man, I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm looking around here, and I notice like a lot of the guys you go against on a weekly basis
That's right.
are walking around. Do you feel like you want to tackle them? Or?
Ooh, start getting the juices flowing a
Yeah.
little bit. I got to get these pads on and see what they're talking about. No, I'm just playing, man.
No?
Right now, we're all family. We're all part of the NFL family. We're
I hate
here.
that.
Yeah, I know, man, but you got to, get it. Share the love a little bit, man.
Right.
Show the love a little bit.
And then when does the love go away? In training camp, like August, somewhere in there?
No, as soon as this ends.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right when
yeah.
this
As
ends.
soon as this
Okay,
ends,
when
and
they
we're
shut the
that's
lights.
completely gone.
Excellent. All right, now listen. Frustrating season for the 49ers, I
Right.
know. Lots of injuries. Why is it, though, do you think now it's kind of established that it's so hard for the losing team of a Super Bowl to get back on track, or is that just a myth and it goes as it goes?
I mean, it's not a myth because you've seen it happen now
Yeah.
back-to-back years. You got Philadelphia Eagles back in the game. Kudos to them. But last year it was tough.
Right.
They had people over there shouting, "Let's fire Nick Sirianni" from the hilltops.
Right.
People doubting them, and then they were able to make their way back, which gives us all the confidence that hey, it obviously can be done. We made it back after losing back in 2019, and we had a down year in 2020. So. There is something to be said about it.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are an anomaly. The fact that they could just keep going, getting back there and winning it.
Right.
There is a recipe for once you do win it, you know how to get back, you know how to surpass that mountaintop. But you know, at the end of the day, we just dealt with a lot of injuries this year, things that were hard to overcome. You know, we were trying to find that one win that would get us that streak that we've been looking for, but it just never came. And you know, I'm just excited to get back to work and get back going next season.
Okay, but you brought up a good point. The Eagles, after the Super Bowl, no good. The following year, here we are.
That's right.
Okay, so they're back. Robert Saleh is coming back to be the defensive coordinator. It's exciting for you, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been talking about it all week now. Just how exciting it is. The fact that we do get him back is rare, that you have one of the best defensive coordinators ever to come back and coach your team up. And this is a guy who brought me in as a young rookie in 2018 and stayed with me even through the rocky parts through my rookie season. He gave me the green dot, having never played stack backer before, Mike linebacker. I owe everything to him, so it's going to be really fun getting back reunited with him.
You've spoken to him since he's rejoined the team?
Yeah, he FaceTimed me. I was one of the first guys he FaceTimed as soon as he got the job. Yeah.
Did he talk about the dysfunction of the Jets, or it's all moving forward?
Nah, it's all moving forward, yeah.
You know what you should do
now
would be great? Sometime around August, you don't tell them, but you go on an ayahuasca retreat to Brazil or something. You go do it. Just
a quick trip to Egypt, yeah.
I do have to thank you. I bet you in the beginning of the year to have over 1.5 interceptions.
Really?
Yeah. And you did that. You knocked that out by week 4.
I barely knocked it out, yeah.
I know, but you got it out of the way.
It was early. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I was like, he's got those big mitts.
If they have an over-under for like 3.5, 4.5, bet the over.
So, oh, really?
Yeah, we're
Are you
on that type
aware
of year.
of these going into the season?
Not at all.
The players don't know.
No. I have my own goals and aspirations. I don't know what the live betting odds are, but yeah.
All right, so I mean, it would help to know your own goals so that I can maybe. So is that what you're saying?
They're up there.
Like
they're astronomical.
Really?
So if there's ever anything, then you just go ahead and do the over.
All right, next year's Super Bowl in your backyard.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it gives me even more of a motivation, right? All of us to make sure that we get back on track and in a big way, because it's going to be you see how hard it was for the Eagles to even make it back to this game.
Sure.
It's going to be even harder to win this game. And that's exactly my mindset going into this year. It's not just because we get Robert Saleh back, just because we're going to have CMC back at some point, doesn't mean that we're automatically going to be guaranteed anything. Like, it's going to be so hard to make it back to that game. But our mind's already there. Like, we're ready for the challenge that's upcoming, and I'm excited for it.
All right. You alluded to Patrick Mahomes' greatness somehow, and you guys experienced this. If that game's close with 4 minutes left, I mean, if the game's close on Sunday with 4 minutes left, should the Eagles just get on the bus and you know, you guys know how this ends?
No. Listen, every moment counts. You know, just because they've done it before and talking about the Chiefs doesn't mean that they have to do it now, right? But I think as a fan of the game, everybody's going to want to see that moment unfold. You know, we hope that it's a close game and that there is that moment at the end, so we could all see what happens.
What about the conspiracy theorists out there that say he gets all the calls, the Chiefs get all the calls?
False. I think
good for you.
For me, it's like at the end of the day, you can't even put it in the refs' hands. They're always going to be a part of the game. There's always going to be human error involved. They're not robots. They're not out there, okay, let me make sure the ball's marked right at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be human error in it. So it's like, at the end of the day, don't even put it in their hands. Be so good that's not even relevant to the situation.
Yes, be up 10 points with 4 minutes left, and then it's a different story. You don't have to worry as much. Give me a prediction for this game.
Both teams lose.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
First time in NFL history. I don't know how that even occurs.
I could probably get good odds on that.
I think the lights have turned off in the stadium before, right? When the Niners played the Ravens. They'll do that again, and they'll just stay off this time.
Wow. You can't even say. Yeah.
I can't do it, man.
No,
like, there's no love lost between both teams. So.
Right. All right. Okay. So you're here with Ascent protein powder.
That's right.
It clearly works for you. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so for forever, I think as an athlete, you're always looking for, all right, what's the best protein powder? Because protein is so important for recovery, for building muscle. So I've always been just looking for, all right, what's the best one, best tasting, best for you? And, you know, rattling through a bunch of them, and I came upon Ascent, and it's just amazing. It's completely changed my game. Been able to ascend in this league now while using Ascent protein. It's delicious. I love the chocolate flavor. You know, that's my favorite. It is third-party tested, so I don't have to worry about all the banned substances and things like that. No artificial flavors. All the stuff that you worry about as an athlete, they take care of all that. And so that's why I love Ascent, and it's a huge part of what I do day to day.
So this is amazing. So most protein, I mean, I like bacon wrap like beef, you know? And you're saying I could get that in chocolate flavor?
No, not chocolate flavor, bacon wrap flavor. They're coming out with a new flavor, bacon wraps, next week.
I see. All right.
Yes.
Maybe you'll be punching
yeah, absolutely.
Fogo de Chao or something. All right, this game we call this game Fred Ed, okay?
Fred Ed.
Fred Education, okay?
Yep.
And if you name 3 of these Freds correctly, I'm going to show you a picture.
Yeah.
I will give you 2 tickets to Super Bowl 67, which is 8 years from now, but just try to remember.
Okay.
Okay? All right, I'm going to start easy. You got to name 3.
I thought I was the only Fred on the planet. But all right,
No, there's a
we're gonna
few
see.
more.
Fred Flintstone.
You got
Yep.
that.
All right, we got one.
You're a third
Yes.
of the way there.
Thank you.
Wow, you could taste it. All right.
Golly, boy, see, this is bad. 'Cause I know the face. I'm not a baseball guy.
I'll give you a hint. His first name is Fred.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Fred, I'm sorry, bro. I can't believe I don't know your name. Like, I'm not a baseball
He
guy.
only hit
and
like
we hate the Dodgers.
the
you know what I'm
biggest
saying? We're Giant
home run
fans.
in probably recent memory.
I know.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie.
Freddie
You're
Freeman.
not even Freddie.
I know, I
Freddie.
screwed
So
you
it
up
doesn't
a
even
little bit.
count.
Okay. All right.
All right, Freddie
you got,
Freeman.
You got 2
all right.
more.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
We're gonna get one of these.
You gotta go.
Wow, that's even worse.
Is it?
Yeah, because I absolutely don't know.
He's
who
not
that
a
human
baseball
being is.
player.
Yeah, he's not. The cardigan looks amazing though. I love that. The color.
I think you'd look good in that. Yeah.
Fred Red.
He was a big Ascent protein powder guy.
Protein powder?
No,
What was
he
his favorite
wasn't.
flavor?
No.
Vanilla?
This is Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers. Never heard Mr.
No,
Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, no.
All right. I got a couple more, and you have to get 2 more.
See, yeah, I'm
All right.
I'm horrible with the Freds. Oh my goodness gracious!
You don't like this.
It just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. No idea.
No?
Tatted up, backward cap on.
Yeah, you don't want to meet this guy. Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
All right, here's one.
Okay.
It's a Freddie. I'll give you that hint.
Freddie.
One of the great rock and rollers. You just think you're the only Fred out there that matters. I kind of respect
No,
that.
I mean it's me and Fred Flintstone.
You and Flintstone.
Yeah, me and
All right.
Flintstone. All these other guys. I'm just like.
Were you named
golly.
after Flintstone, you think?
No. It was after my father, so I guess that makes 3 of us. But dang, yeah, I don't know that one either. Yeah.
You ever hear "We Are the Champions"? The song.
We are the champions.
That's Freddie Mercury.
Another Freddie.
All right. Here we
Doesn't
go.
count.
I know.
Okay. I got to get at least one more.
One more.
Right now,
one more. I'll give you one
I'm
ticket
losing hope at the yeah.
to Super Bowl 67. You
Okay.
don't have to go alone, but
Okay. Freddie.
it is Freddie from Scooby-Doo. You're right. Wow, he really does know his friends.
Both the cartoons. That tells you a lot about
Fred
it.
Warren, thanks so much. I
thank you,
appreciate you
man.
coming on.
I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back with so much more on Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. Where's my camera? All right, welcome back to Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. That does it for us from Radio Row. It's been an awesome time, New Orleans. My crew and my colon both thank you. And thanks to all of you for watching and listening. And please always remember, you may feel like an underdog, but just know you're all my favorites. Happy handicapping. Fire away. Oh. Did he get me? I didn't see.